The Sama language, Sanama, Sama plus the infix in, also known as Bahasa Baju, is the language of Sama Baju people of the Sulu Archipelago, Philippines, Sabah, Malaysia and parts of Indonesia. The Sama are one of the most widely dispersed peoples in Southeast Asia. Classification. The Ethnologue divides Sanama into 7 languages based on mutual intelligibility. The 7 Sanama languages are Northern Sanama, Central Sanama, Southern Sanama, Sanama Pangataran from the island of Pangataran off of Jolo Island, Mapun, Baju west coast of Sabah and Baju Indonesia. Jama Mapun, a language from the island of Mapun, formerly known as Cagayan de Sulu, is a related language and sometimes also referred to as Sanama. These classifications are rarely recognized by Sama themselves, who instead classify their Sanama by the village or island it originates from. The Emic classification of a Sama person's language, e.g. Silampak, Laman USA, Tabawan generally form the different dialects of the 7 Sanama or Baju languages. Dialects. The following list of Sama dialects is from Ethnologue, with some additions from Pallesen 1985. Individual languages with separately assigned ISO codes highlighted in bold. Locations and speaker populations are from Pallesen 1985 to 45-50. Inabanan, Capel Island, off the coast of northwestern Samar, central Philippines. Yakan, Eastern Basilan Island, Southern Zamboanga Peninsula, 60,000 speakers. Northern Yakan, northern part of Eastern Basilan Island. Southern Yakan, southern part of Eastern Basilan Island. Pangataran Sama, Western Sulu Sama branch. Sama Pangataran, Pangataran Island, 50 kilometers northwest of Jolo City, 12,000 speakers. Some live in Palawan. Sama Ubahan, North Ubian Island, a few miles southwest of Pangataran, 2,000 speakers. Also called a Ubian, a Sawang Buna. Single quote. People of Buna. Channel. Inner Sulu Sama branch. Northern Sama, Northern Sulu in Pallesen, 1985. Lutangan, Lutango, mainland of Mindanao opposite Olutanga Island. Sibuco Vitali, Sibuku, inland area across the Zamboanga Peninsula, 50 kilometers north of Zamboanga City, 11,000 speakers. Also called Sama Bitali, Sama Nawang. Sibagi, Batuan, Kulasihan River on the eastern side of Sibagi Bay between Olutanga Island and the head of the bay. Balangingi. Dayangdong, Sama Dayangdong, Dayangdong Island, off the southeast coast of Jolo Island. Kabingan. Tagtaban Balangingi, Tagtaban Island, just east of Zamboanga City. Regular population of 300 as of 1972. Also called Bahasa Bangingi. Bangingi. Tagtaban. Tongquil Balangingi, Tongquil Island in the Samalas Group, east of Jolo Island, 8,000 speakers. Also called Sama Tongquil. Linungan, Linungan, or Cocos Island, off the northeast coast of Basilan Island. Panagayan Balangingi, Malamawi Island, just off the west coast of Basilan Island. Several hundred speakers. Also called Bahasa Balangingi. Sama Bangingi. Landang Gua, Sakal or Landang Island, just east of Zamboanga City, north of Tagtaban Island. Also called a Landang Gua. Landang Gua people. Mati, Davao Oriental, just east of the San Agustin Peninsula. Kawit Balangingi, Kawit, 10 kilometers west of Zamboanga City. Karunding, on the southeast coast of Jolo Island. Pilas Island, Pilas Group, 15 kilometers west of Basilan Island. Central Sama. Sama Daya. Sama Dialot, throughout Sulu, but especially in Zamboanga City, in Siasi, and in Sitangkai, south of Tawi-Tawi Island, 80,000 speakers in the Philippines. Also called Sama to Ongan, genuine Sama. Sama Paging, floating Sama. Sama Pala, view. Boat-dwelling Sama. Sama Siasi. Sama Laman USA Island, just off the north coast of Siasi Island, 5,000 speakers. Sama Tabawan. Sama Kalungan Island, just off the eastern end of Basilan Island. At least 1,000 speakers. Sama Musu, south coast of Siasi Island, 3,000 speakers. Intermarriage with Sama Dialot, also called Sama Lipid, literal Sama, by the Sama Dialot, see Sama. Sama Balaming, on the east coast of Tawi Island, listed as part of southern Sama in Ethnologue. Sama Banaran Island, Sapa, Tawi. Sama Banga, near Sandakan on the northeast coast of Sabah. South Ubian Island, east of the northeast end of Tawi Island. Census figure of 27,000, including the population of Tandubas. Southern Sama. Sibutu Island, southwest of Bongao Island. About 10,000 speakers. Simonal Island, south of Bongao Island, 10,000 speakers. Also called Sama Depan. Tandubas Tandubas Island, just of the northeastern point of Tawi Island. Census figure of 27,000, including the population of Tandubas. Also called a Tandu Ba. People of Tandu Ba. A Ungus Matata. People of Ungus Matata. The Sama of Central Sulu call them Ubian, Sama S. D. Dopan. Southern Sama. Obian. Bongao. Sitangkai. Langayan. Sapa. Sama Pahat, Bongao Island. About 1,000 speakers. Sama Semporna, East Sabah. Barao, East Kalimantan, about 46,000 speakers. Mapun, 43,000 in the Philippines, 15,000 Mapun people in Sabah, Malaysia, 2011 SIL. Mapun is spoken on Cagayan de Sulu, Mapun Island, Tawi, Philippines. 20,000 in Mapun Island. 5,000 to 10,000 Mapun people in Palawan. Baju West Coast Sabah. Kota Belud. Tuaran. Kudat. Baju Indonesia. Gorontalo Tarojajay, _Papayado, _Pohuado. Distribution. Ethnologue provides the following location information for various Sama languages. Northern Sama is located in western Mindanao, the Sulu Archipelago northeast of Jolo, Zamboanga Coast Peninsula and Islands, and Basilan Island. Northern Sama dialect, White Beach near Subic Bay, Luzon-Lutangan dialect, Olutanga Island. Possibly also in Luzon and Palawan. Central Sama is located in Sulu and Tawi provinces, Siasi, Tabawan, Bongao, Sitangkai, Cagayan de Sulu Island, Basilan Island, Maluso, Malamawi, Bohey, Labing Zamboanga del Sur Province, Rio Hondo, Batuan Lumbaya, Talak Sangay, Sangali Zamboanga del Norte Province, Olutanga Davao City, Isla Verde and Sasa Cagayan de Oro Cebu and Tagbilaran Puerto Princesa, Palawan Batangas. Southern Sama is located in Tawi Island Province, in Tawi, Simonal, Sibutu, and other major islands, and East Kalimantan Barao. Pangataran Sama is spoken on Pangataran Island, located to the west of Jolo, and in Cagayan de Tawi. Southern Palawan Yakan is spoken in Basilan and small surrounding islands, Sakal Island, and the eastern coast of Zamboanga. Yakan tends to be concentrated away from the coast. Inabanan is spoken on Kapil Island, northern Samar Province. Kapil Island is located in the San Bernardino Strait, which separates Samar from the Bicol Peninsula of Luzon. Baju West Coast Saba is spoken in Kota Belud, Kudat, and Tuaran, which is on mutual intelligibility with Baju East Coast of Sabah. Baju Indonesia is spoken on some part of Indonesia, Tarojajay Island. Phonology: Sanama languages have 21 to 24 phonemes. All Sanama languages have 17 consonants. Each language has from 5 to 7 vowels. Consonants: the consonants of the Sanama languages are represented by the letters B, D, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, Ing, P, R, S, T, W, Y and. Representation of the glottal stop in Sanama has not yet reached a consensus among Sanama speakers. Linguists have suggested the use of an apostrophe-like character for word final glottal stops. Central Sanama has adopted this for glottal stops in between vowels as well, i.e. the Sanama word for human. Other Sanama languages have chosen to follow Tagalog orthography and to leave this vowel medial glottal stop ambiguous. Sanama speakers often spell the word final glottal stop with an H at the end. Sanama speakers in Malaysia may also spell it with a K following the vowel softening patterns of Bahasa Melayu. In certain dialects of Sanama, B becomes beta and G becomes when found between two vowels. Vowels: the vowels A, E, I, O, U are found in all Sanama languages and dialects. In addition to these 5 vowels, and are found in one or more Sanama language. Many of the Sanama languages have contrastive vowel lengthening. This is represented by a macron over the vowel AU. Stress Sanama pronunciation is quite distinct from other nearby languages such as Tausug and Tagalog in that all of the Sanama languages' primary stress occurs on the penultimate syllable of the word. Stress will remain on the penultimate syllable even with the addition of suffixes including enclitic pronouns. In Northern Sanama, Balangwinji, the stress will shift to the ultima when the penult is the mid-central vowel. Enclitic pronouns: the first, second, and third singular pronouns ku, nu and na respectively, the first plural inclusive pronouns ta and tam, as well as the second plural pronoun bai are all enclitics. These enclitic pronouns change the pronunciation by shifting the stress of a word through the addition of a syllable, a verb or noun combined with a suffixed one-syllable enclitic pronoun. Some Sanama orthographies represent this by writing both noun, verb and pronoun as one word, e.g. Lumatha for our house in Central Sanama. Other orthographies represent this with a high pen, e.g. Luma ta for our house in Southern Sanama. Still others write this keeping the noun, verb separate from the pronoun, e.g. Luma ta for our house in Northern Sanama. Cultural references. The lyrics of the song called Karayaring Pakirayaring, popularly known as Dayang Dayang, were written in the Simonal dialect of the Southern Sanama language. Central Sanama and Southern Sanama are 2 of 6 languages used in the 2012 Filipino drama film, Thy Womb. Sanama is featured on the 1991 edition of the Philippine 1,000 peso bill. Langal is written under a picture of a Sama place of worship. Langal is the Sanama for that place of worship. References.